In the air to right, and he did it again!
Welcome back to Love These Two broadcasts. Week 116 is here, and along with Week 116 comes the Dave update, right? Hopefully, you guys updated your game. Otherwise, you got to update your game. But we have Babe Ruth. The Babe is calling the shots, kind of like the new player last month where Adder can shift, right? You're seeing where this game is going. A lot more pre-bat, pre-pitch, kind of like intricacies, high risk, high reward. But first, let's get into the groups. Here we go. And our first group up is the group Rockets 883, trying to get back into the top 100 as they got Balloon Australians. They're Australians, a team that's kind of in and out, in and out. Toros, Redditors, the favorites in this one. I really want to see the Rockets kind of rebound. They were a top 50 team for a long time, kind of struggled lately. Also, I want to see the Australians stick it in, right? Get it in there. Not being on the outside. Now, again, if we take out the 9 teams that are not an existent club, Australians probably be in the top 100. Just saying. All right, another team that are on the rise, the rise up, the Bayside Tigers. Zach, Screech, Lisa, Kelly Kapowski, Mr. Belding. All right, the Guardians, LK Power Unit, and a couple teams from foreign places. So let's go check out, see if we can translate Korean 1 and Eastern Conference. Okay. Translating the Chinese one a little bit more. So, keep it going. American Sluggers. This is the strongest baseball team out of Korea. Japan 001, Soba, and Namba from Japan. This is a confusing group because Namba at 40, they're a team that has the players essentially to kind of move up here. Soba, you would think 29 is a favorite. Japan 01, strongest baseball team. American Sluggers. These teams typically haven't been on the other side of 50 for very long. So, Namba is your favorite just based off of history, but, this is a crapshoot group. All right, Baseball Canada trying to continue their rebound with Mets 7-line Army at 15, a country for hardworking people to enjoy at 14. You think they're the favorites to the 2 teams right outside the 6,000, but that team at 61, tough and tender, right? They have a team that is, number 2, but they've been scoring the highest amount the last several weeks. Probably close to your favorite, but, again, this is the spot for top 2 teams. Both Mets 7-line Army, a country for hardworking people to enjoy. Both been bounced out of 6,000 this last week. This is typically a spot where they get back into it. And as you can see here, the Mets got off to a pretty quick start. Mariners have been moving up a little bit, but this is kind of where they take a step back. They haven't taken that extra up to 50 spot lately. All right, Cobra Kai, OWN, Faded Hands, the majors, and Sonola here in a platinum level 1. All right, Aftermath, New Day, Wasina, Committed 420, Buckeyes, MLB, Gold Level 5. Aftermath, Uprise, Elite Americans, U.S. Patriots, Eagles. All right, so this is a group, platinum level 3. They're in, I would say, probably top 150 if I had really had to go, maybe 140, 130 maybe even. So these teams are like trying to find that extra step, that next level. Can they get there, right? Bulldogs, 8386, Alpargata, Beast Mode. And let's check out this Japanese team, or maybe it's Korean. We'll find out. Let's give it a go. Oops, that's not the right button. Let's see. All this technology. Let's donate. That's a fun name for a club. And, good advice to build your club. All right. So, 8386 is probably your odds on favorite in this group if you had to ask me. I don't know. Los Panas, Taiwan Goats raise up Untouchables. Untouchables last week, I think, had a really solid week, or it might have been Untouchables. I'm not sure which one, but again, another couple clubs here that are in that 200 to 150, maybe 140 range. Just trying to take it, right? I mean, maybe even closer. 2 good weeks from any of these clubs. They're in the top 100, maybe 3. All right, Sato, 340, still on the rise. Canadian Crushers, those two are, keep it going. Dolphins to chill, White Sox. So again, in gold level, we're getting closer, oh so close to that gold level 5, where you could still kind of move up a little bit, top 3 when you get over 100 in gold. So Sato is trying to make that next level. Let's see what happens. Keep swinging, USAMLB Legends, Wild Ball League, Nans Crew. Interesting groups here. This is a spot where Wild Ball League at 22, Legends at 28 probably are your favorites. USAMLB's been slowly, quietly moving up. Keep swinging, just got themselves back into the top 100 with a really decent week last week. Nans Crew, don't sleep on them. But this is a low scoring affair. No one's really getting over 130 here. Maybe 135 might be a max score. We'll see. But top 2 teams moving up. All right, bronze level 3, the Rejects, United Sluggers, 14-1. Seeing 1D New Jersey? I don't know. Jedi Mind Pork. That's pretty cool. I like that. All right. Here we go. Group of Death 2. This is probably the best group of death you can really get. You have 4 teams or 3 teams. Well, as close as you can get, really. We're gonna have a talk with the developers. This is getting better because Padres and Taiwanese club representative 1 both should be in the group of death 1, and since they're in the top 5, All Stars, Baseball Bros, and then Korea should not be that low. Based off what they typically score. This is a pretty solid group, in my opinion, score wise, but they got to fix it. All right. Interesting group again. Mandalorians, they didn't share their losing, bracket last week. So, don't worry. We'll see what happens. They'll probably win this one. This is a spot where they definitely have a really good opportunity to win. Moderated names or warts and hemorrhoids at 38. Spartans at 37, guys. They've been moving up more than anybody. Yankees, right? Typically where they're at 50. They, go back and forth, can't get it right. So, good chance to kind of play spoiler. But this is definitely a group where top 2, not even top 3. No one's scoring over 150 in this group. Um, but the Spartans, they're probably your favorites, based off of past performance. But hey, as you get higher and higher, it gets tougher. So this is the spot where the Mandalorians usually shine and they get enough to get back in the 6,000. So look for that. All right. Again, another week of Dead Souls being listed up here. So goal level 1 group, you got the Vipers, the Lobos. If you don't know Spanish, that's Wolves. Beast Mode, something, and the Screwballers. Okay. Cool clubs. Let these 2 starter back in the top 100, but they have some trouble. Aftermath OG is going to be your favorites in this group. Stars and Stripes, they're the 73rd. Start Swinging, also a club that got back in. Team USA has kind of gone down a little bit, so look for them to rebound. But the favorites in this one, Aftermath OG, as they climb the charts ever so quickly. All right, let these 2 chill. Back in the 6,000 spots, moderated. Buns at 13, back in 6,000. Taiwan trying to climb back up, and Blue Jays to 22. But let's all look at number 48. Last week, because Club League is all jacked up, Masaba's actually started the week with 46 people at 48. So they're, about 20 games out, but they don't really need it in this group. 150 is going to win the group here, and they got 154 or something like that, 154, 158. I can't remember. So Masaba is going to win. So this is a battle for second place. This is where let these 2 chill. We'll kind of head back. Moderated bunts will head back. This is definitely a Taiwan spot here. They're a good team. They don't show it very often, but this is a Taiwan spot. Also a Blue Jays 2022 spot. So those are the 2 teams at 19 and 21. They'll be battling, in my opinion, for second place. And of course, the group of death. First and second place will stay first and second. Snow Poetry Cats had a solid week here at getting the 4th most. Perla Negra probably stays right where they're at 3rd. But it will be a battle for 4th and 5th place, which will drop let these 2 again. Hooray. Snow Poetry and Cats are right there on the cusp of getting back to 6,000. And they're probably going to fall short, but they can give Perla Negra a run for their money, but Perla Negra, and we're working on a theory on how two Taiwan clubs here, are getting over 200, and 99.99999% of the clubs are not even scratching 180. So there is a working theory. I haven't tested it out yet myself because I actually have more respect for the game. But again, it's a theory, so I don't want to call it out until I can prove it. But those are the groups. So let's go check out Dave. Let's see how Dave is. Oh, yeah. And before that, we're also going to check out how the patch, right? The patch that Mini Clip did. So let's go check that out real quick. All right, here he is, Big Dave, Babe Ruth. I like this presentation. I'm not gonna lie, number 97. They're kind of giving him an actual pretty solid card here. Uh, that's gonna be definitely on this thumbnail. I mean, you already know that. But let's take a quick peek, real quick, at his stats. 232, 232 contact power. That's insane. Speed, pretty slow. Again, these are at level 14, right? So you can see in the corner. But again, they're kind of going with this new trend, pre-bat, but again, high risk, high reward. You don't even need to call your shot. They gave him so much power and contact. You don't even need to do it, right? And again, Clash League is coming back. As you guys can see, the beta here is coming in. 3 innings, right? That's going to be pretty solid. So that's going to happen in about 3 weeks, a little less than 3 weeks. But again, I wanted to go into the team real quick and take a look real quick at King here. So contact 212, power 222. All right, pretty nasty. Level 14 hammer. His higher stats than that. Speed again is way low, and then his throwing and fielding. So, and then another outfielder that you're going to see a lot of people use and kind of take away is your Rosa, 212 and 216 at level 14. So this guy is essentially the outfield version of Tom, where Tom power 222 at 14. What 13, so his power goes even higher. Plus, when he gets to bat, so he's like a 250, I think, at level 14. So he's the outfield equivalent of Tom, and I don't think based off of what he says here, sharp tongue and loves to taunt pitchers. Okay, hitting talent helps predict the direction. He'll send the ball, keep the count. Okay, that's kind of cool. I don't see, like I said, I don't really see any negative takeaways, just the fact that he mashes. So level 14, this guy is going to be bought. Again, it's all about making that dollar bills, and he will be definitely a well-used player. Today is Monday for me, so he's coming out Saturday. So we should be able to go live on that. Maybe Sunday. I don't know. It's gonna be a live show. Hopefully I can get some action in for him when he comes out, and not work that moment. But all right, so I waited all day for this just to kind of get this going. One of the fixes they said they're going to fix is these. So I have 3 good ones. So we're going to try to open up 3 chests, and collect our swag bag here. Can't do it. We only have 2 chests. It's not good. So we're going to open up this one early because, again, it's not going to really matter anymore. All right. So we should have cleared a mission. All right. So we cleared a mission, and let's see what we get after this. Anything else? All right. So, okay. So again, it says collect 5 rares. So essentially, the mission's going to change, but the gems should stay based off of what they said. So we get a free one. So that's good to say. And yeah, there it is. They have indeed kept the mission reward the same as they promised. That is spectacular. So that kind of takes away the shop, and dang it, man, we are out of that, and should have kept the rares probably, because now it says collect All right, so let's just go open this one early a little bit since it's not really a point to kind of do the missions as usual, unless you're just kind of gambling. But, let's see, 50. All right, we got a good one. So that's a gamble, right? So you can still try to do the missions, and hopefully you can complete them and then gamble, and hopefully you can collect what you're trying to collect. It's pretty cool. Yay! All right, and then let's see if we can once again. All right, just missions. Got it. So we're gonna go knock out some of those a little bit later. And a little sneak peek. Gibson would have been upgraded a little bit faster, but now we have to probably wait until next month when we get the season pass once again. So there you have it, everybody. We saw Dave. Mini Clip promised us they're going to take away that little trick that we had. But again, make sure when you guys are doing it, knock out the videos, right? Good way to get some gold, good way to get some gems and some shards as well. I'm going to keep these remaining shards for possible new missions as I play the game today. But that's it, folks. Thank you guys for watching another Lefties 2 broadcast. We'll see you next time.